Are healthcare wearables just a fad, or can they actually make a difference to someone's health? Advances in sensors and artificial intelligence are helping millions detect and manage chronic health conditions and avoid serious illness on devices small enough to be worn on a wrist or small-sized patch. The amount of smart wearable health devices in circulation is almost doubling every 3 years. These numbers include smartwatches, which are marketed to and purchased by consumers, and medical-grade wearables, typically called smart patches, which are often prescribed by healthcare professionals but are increasingly becoming available off the shelf to consumers. Smartwatch innovation is progressing rapidly, driven by advances in sensors, semiconductors, and artificial intelligence. For example, some smartwatches now feature optical sensors that continuously measure blood volume and composition variations using a PPG technology. This is supported by algorithms that are produced and continually improved via machine learning that uses data from these sensors to provide insights into users' activity levels, stress, heart problems, and much more. This has many advantages, as monitoring blood pressure with a cuff is inconvenient and uncomfortable. Most importantly, periodic blood pressure measurements can miss signs of chronic hypertension, which can cause heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, and so on. Accurate, continuous, unobtrusive blood pressure measurement could expand the smartwatch market, as 3 billion adults worldwide suffer from hypertension. Of course, there is limits to what current smartwatch sensor technology can do without attaching to or getting under the skin. That's where smart patches come in. Smart patches, developed mainly through medical technology companies, are typically small and unobtrusive, affixing directly to a person's skin. Some minimally invasive smart patches use microscopic needles that painlessly penetrate the skin to act as biosensors and sometimes to deliver medications. Unlike smartwatches, which provide a broad range of health data and insights, smart patches are typically designed for a single indication, such as diabetes management, patient monitoring, and drug delivery. Smart patches also employ a broader range of technologies. For example, smart patches that measure heart rate variability often use electrocardiogram technology that tracks the heart's electrical activity directly and more accurately than smartwatches. Smartwatches and smartphones still play a role. Data from smart patches is being integrated with smartwatch and smartphone apps, sending data to these devices for display and analysis. With the right technology, including interoperability capabilities, doctors could see wearable health data on a patient's health record, gaining access to more comprehensive information to inform diagnosis and care. Companies of all kinds are developing new functionalities to meet growing demand for healthcare wearables now and in the future. But more widespread acceptance by consumers and healthcare providers seems to come slowly, as wearables are relatively new. Some headwinds seem to include clinical skepticism. Healthcare providers who use wearable technology to monitor chronic health conditions in their clients and to track vitals, sleep quality, and medications are finding the technology helpful. However, they also report 3 main drawbacks. Data utility. Technology doesn't always increase efficiency, and if it isn't incorporated seamlessly into a clinician's workflow, they aren't interested in using it. Very few clinical settings have integrated data from patient wearables into their clinical information systems. This is slowly changing, as many major electronic medical record vendors enable consumers to share data from their health apps with their clinicians. For now, however, most doctors either don't have access to data from patient wearables or need to enter it manually. Data accuracy. Some doctors don't trust data from consumer wearables, as they have experienced that this technology has generated many false positive results, sending healthy clients for unnecessary further tests, putting both the patient and the healthcare system under increased undue stress. User error anxiety. When wearables aren't utilized correctly, they can be inaccurate. Some who use wearables to monitor their health also fall prey to anxiety and obsessive behaviors. Paying too much attention to pulse rate and heart rhythm, for example, can cause physical reactions that mimic symptoms of serious conditions such as arterial fibrillation, leading to unnecessary admissions and patient distress. There are also other concerns, data privacy concerns. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, consumers have become more willing to share health data. Data privacy remains a hurdle, however. Surveys often indicate approximately 40% of smartwatch or fitness tracker owners are concerned about the privacy of data that these devices collect. That figure can rise to 60% amongst smartwatch owners who use them exclusively to track their health. Cybersecurity threats. Like all connected devices, health and wellness wearables are vulnerable to cybersecurity threats. The consequences for users could be severe. Fake smartwatch alerts could prompt patients to overdose on medications. Medical devices such as drug infusion pumps and pacemakers have been hacked previously. As more smart patches administer medications, millions more people could be vulnerable to these threats. Hackers have recently stolen millions of health and fitness records originally collected on smartwatches. With health and wellness wearables, it's critical that organizations integrate cybersecurity into their product development, software supply chains, and cloud computing. Increasing regulation. Currently, technology companies can decide not to classify smartwatches as healthcare devices to avoid regulations which requires people's explicit knowledge and consent to share sensitive health information. But as these devices and their outputs are integrated into electronic health records and other clinical systems, their alerts direct more patients into the healthcare systems. Regulators could require companies to adhere to more restrictive rules and regulations. These headwinds are not insurmountable barriers and likely won't stop consumer health and wellness wearables from growing in the next few years. Devices will get more accurate, the apps will get smarter, enable people to monitor a broader range of health indicators and conditions. It also seems likely that regulators will approve wearable devices for additional medical treatments. For these reasons, big technology companies, medical technology companies, and startups believe that the health wearable market is a strong one, and their investment and innovation may lead to a significant change in the way that people act, behave, and consider their wellness through the utilization of wearables and associated technologies. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this presentation informative and interesting. Please have a look at some of our other videos. You may find them interesting as well. Please feel free to share this amongst like-minded individuals and your friends. If you have any further queries or comments, please don't hesitate to have a look at www.norvan.net. Thanks again.